Hey guys, this is Corporal Saturn from GlobalGamersMLG, and this is I'm gonna go over a video on what settings all four of us use for DXtory. So first of all four of us have two hard drives, which is why we use DXtory. If you have one hard drive, I would recommend Fraps because while it's a lot more tasking, it's a lot more forgiving with one hard drive. So we basically what we do is we have our games and DXtory installed on one hard drive, and on the other hard, and we have it record and write the game, basically have it make the AVI file onto the second hard drive. Mine is the R drive in this case, and what it does is you hit this find folder button and you'd find your you'd find your second hard drive under computer, and there it is right there. And then you do this. This is basically a test to see how fast it can run. You'd click run, and then when it finishes, you'd click OK. There'll be a number here. You click OK, and then that number will show up here. That's how fast it can. That's basically that's how fast it can write the file. And the higher this number, the more smooth your gameplay will be. Next up is hotkeys. This is completely your discretion. I'm currently the only one in the group that uses F9. I'm going to be switching over to minus pretty soon because we're actually going to record some Gary's mod. So again, all this is up to your discretion. Next up is the video tab, and this is where controversy gets created because there really is people argue there are no best video settings for this, and that's just it. There are no best video settings. We use the UT video this codec here. I'll put the exact name and a link to where you can download it in the description. You want to customize it, and you should leave it the same as default. If not, make sure that this is the amount of cores you have in your processors. I have 4, so it's 4. Miguel has 6, so his is 6. And Peter and Renars have 2, so they have 2. I'll optimize for decoding speed. This shouldn't be checked, but if it is, uncheck it because interlaced video, your monitor isn't interlaced, and that's why you get the weird ghosting effect if you render or record it interlaced. Sorry. Next up, your frame rate. You can alternate between 29.97 and 30. I usually like to keep it at 30 since it's smoother that way and it's a lot easier to do math if I have to do clip speedups. You always want to do file output unless you're doing a live stream, in which case you do direct show output. We use AVI and RawCap. RawCap is kind of confusing. Basically, you can use this to write parts of different files and then combine them, and then use this RawCap converter to turn them into AVI files, which is include mouse cursor. That's basically if you want your mouse to show up or not. Synchronized video FPS is basically it's not even basically, it is what Fraps does in that it'll cap your frame rate at whatever your recording frame rate is. But I never check this because I like to play at 60 and record at 30. Clipping, leave alone. Margin, leave alone. Percent, this is up to you. I alternate between 100% 1920 by 1080 and 1280 by 720. But I'll always render at 1280 by 720 because 1080p videos, recording at 1080p and rendering at 1080p looks a little bit choppy in some cases. So if I record at 1080p and then render at 720p, it looks a little bit smoother and clearer. Not really smoother, but I guess more clear than smoother. Audio, you can hit this plus and have a maximum of 8. I don't know why you would need more than 2. But your first track should always be your microphone, just in case something goes wrong with and you can't split the tracks like Miguel can't for some reason. So it's a good thing that at least he can get the commentary if he needs it, and if he explicitly needs the gameplay, he can just switch that up. But basically, this is the thing because DXtory records your audio in streams, and when you toss it into an editor like Premiere, like Miguel uses, it'll only include the first track, and if you have to extract the audio to get the other ones. In Sony Vegas, it'll automatically assume that the 2 tracks are there, and it's not a problem. But that's it. But basically, each of these is an audio track, and that's cool because if you wanna, if you want to overpower your audio over the game audio, then you can. If you want to overpower the game audio over your audio, you can. I wouldn't mess with the codecs and formats unless you really know what you're doing. I don't in this case, so I left those alone. I'm gonna skip over screenshots because we don't do much with that. Advanced settings are up to your discretion. I usually don't play with any of these. You can use the force CPU processing if you think if you're getting some major game lag. It'll basically force what the GPU is doing onto the CPU a little bit. Processing threads, make sure that's the highest it can be. Limit video FPS I only use if I'm going to record a game like Half-Life 2, or basically a game where I don't need vertical sync on, and the frame rate is incredibly high, like Minecraft. And I noticed that it'll inhibit the performance. So usually, I won't click this, but sometimes I'll limit it at 120 for games like Minecraft, when I don't play in full screen. So something to keep in mind. This is there if you absolutely need it. This amount is completely customizable. Mine defaulted at 60. But again, I have no idea what any of this other stuff does really, except for the forced CPU processing. I leave these alone. I changed this to large size just so it's easier to see. And I think that's it. So that's the first tutorial. I mean, that's very basic what we do and how we do it. I'm gonna get Miguel to. This is gonna be one of the at least three tutorials that we're gonna do. Other two being how we edit and what editors premiere in Vegas. So without further ado,